Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Wasteland Watchlist here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where my guests and I play some movie roulette and randomly pick a movie from my obscenely large movie watch list. And joining me this week is my buddy Luke. Luke, thank you so much for coming on and always talking movies with me.
Always a blast, Shane. Thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely. And this week we're going to be talking about Red Sorghum, which was a film released in 1987 in China, but then I guess whenever it trickled out to internationally as well. This film is about 91 minutes, directed by Zhang Yimou, who has gone on to direct so many extremely colorful and bold movies,
Yep.
whether it's Hero or Shadow or House Flying Daggers and all kinds of great stuff. This is based on two parts of a novel by Nobel Inright Mo Yan. And this is the acting debut of Gong Li. This won the Golden Bear Award at the Berlin Film Festival. It really focuses on rich, intense color stylings, including lots of reds, and is representative of the fifth generation of Chinese cinema. So, like, this was like a big fixture piece of this era in Chinese cinema at the time. Don't have a ton of background.
Mhm.
More than I will for my next episode. I'll make that joke when I record that one. But here, this came out internationally in 1988, so like IMDb counts this as a 1988 film.
Mhm.
That's always the interesting thing about international films is like um basically Americans are just like, well, when it comes out in America, that's when it came out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
screw you, rest of the world.
and it's just like, right. So, but give you a little bit of a synopsis here. When a leprous winery owner in 1930s China dies a few days after his arranged marriage, his young widow is forced to run the winery to make a living while contending with bandits, her drunkard lover, and the invading Japanese army. That's a lot of shit to deal with after your husband dies.
That is true.
But Luke, what are your general thoughts on Red Sorghum?
I am very. This is definitely a movie. Like this was like when I was watching it, I'm like, this movie is unique because it feels, and we talked about this before recording. It feels at the same time 3 hours too short or 1 hour too long, and there's no between. It either feels like this should have been a short story for like 30 minutes and it would have been awesome, or it should have been like a 4 hour epic and it would have been awesome. And this is an hour and a half movie that's, oh, first 10 minutes we have the bride to be traveling with the, like, and singing. Okay. Oh, then we have the guy dying. Okay. Then we have the, then they make a wine and they pee in it and somehow that makes the wine better. Okay. Then we have a Japanese, like like occupying China. I was like, oh, war, cool. Then we have skinning people alive. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like it's a beautiful movie to look at, but
Yeah.
I'm like there's not much. There's so much story and yet not so much like narrative. What did you think?
So first off, I think talking about any Zheng Yimou film, it's important to talk about. Yes, this is visually arresting.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a filmmaker that fully understands how you leverage the visual medium that is film.
Yeah, yeah.
And the use of red is so gorgeous and so visceral and so impactful. And it's very stark because like desert.
Mm-hmm.
We're in desert. So it's like the red light of the sun or red outfits and stuff like that. And it just pops. Like obviously this isn't like full-blown hero where it's just like, oh my god, you are using color to like the most nth degree to
Yes.
make every single thing in this movie like, oh my god. It's a very early effort from Zhang, and I think it really makes the film pop from a visual perspective. So, filmmaking perspective, really well done, really impressive that this is like an early feature debut for him.
Hmm.
Then you get into, I think, Gong Li gives a very strong performance here. I like the cast a lot. I
Hmm.
think they bring a lot of personality to this film, which while I was sitting and watching this, I'm like oddly being like, this is kind of delightful to watch just because of like the energy of these actors and like the personality that they're bringing to things, until it gets like really intense and like crazy shit happens.
Hmm.
And then you're just like, oh, this isn't as pleasant anymore. I feel like so much of this movie is just like a pleasant, oh, I'm just kind of going along with this. I'm
Yeah.
along for the ride.
Yes.
And it's such an interesting narrative experience. But then, yes, this film is so loosely threaded. And then it's just like, okay, big moment. And then it's just like, oh my God, we're being invaded. Or like bandits and the Japanese, oh my.
It's like a
And
slice of life movie, but composed of like four different slices. Like,
yeah, it does give that vibe of like there's a lot of plot points that happen in this movie for what feels like tonally and atmospherically a very much a slice of life film.
hmm, hmm,
Because like we're just kind of going along for the ride in terms of like her coming into this winery and working with all the people in this winery and then building a new connection and all of these things, and you're just like, okay, this is pretty chill. But
hmm.
then the movie has to remember that it has some things that it has to do, and then you're just like, holy crap. And then stuff starts happening, and it's bold, it's exciting, and you're just like, this was not the vibe that this movie was going for like 2 minutes ago. And I think it I think this definitely has signs of this being an early effort from a
Hmm.
director where I don't know if it 100% understands exactly what it wants to be,
Yes.
but it
Like,
wants to be beautiful.
correct. Like, look, beautiful it is. I'll give you that, right? But, like, this might be a nitpick, but also like it kind of bothered me. So like I don't know if like I don't want to hold it against the movie so much, but there's a lot of narration, right? Okay, fine.
Mm.
Many movies have narration. That's fine. But it's a narration of a grandson because he was like, "Oh, this is my grandfather and grandmother." I was like, "Okay." Oh, then 9 years later, this is my dad. Okay, and the movie ends, and I'm like, so why was it narrated by the son of the guy we saw when he was 9? Like, is there a deeper purpose? Like, I'm trying to search for like a deeper purpose of
Did we need a framing device?
yeah, but why does it have
Yeah,
to be a
like that's kind of
grants?
like
Like is because I expected there to be like some sort of quote unquote like payoff, like oh yeah, and like and he is still working the winery or whatever the fuck or vineyard or whatever the fuck, right? Like another flashback or like another we moved 20 years into the future or whatever. No, we didn't. It just moved. The movie ends, and I'm like, that's an odd choice. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to read much into it or just like accept it for it on its own because like if I accept it, I'm like okay, but that kind of adds to why it feels like the pieces are beautiful, but the overall picture it does not really mesh together for me. Because like
I
again, like
I
that's
would
one of those
agree
movies.
this works a lot more in viewing
Hmm.
than reflecting
Yes.
because like I was engaged for the 90 minutes. And then I think back, I'm like, well, what did I watch?
And not
And
even
like,
what you watched, but also would you rewatch it? Let's say Shane from 5 to 10 years. Hey, do I remember this weird movie from 1988? Do I need to rewatch
would I
Sordam or whatever the
remember
fuck.
much of it? Probably not. Would I watch it again? Probably.
Okay.
Like, I would like to watch this on. Also, I would like to find like a better copy of this. for
Yeah, yeah.
sure. Because like that was a hard movie to find, to
Yes.
be honest. And because like I'm still struggling trying to get some of his more recent movies because like I still really want to see his film Cliff Walkers from like 2021
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And I think that's just the challenge of dealing with Chinese cinema is that
Yep.
some of those things are just not going to make it over here. And at least and then this is like an older film. This is like
Hmm.
from what this is going to be pushing 40 years old
Yep.
at this point. And I I would like to watch it again.
Hmm.
But I would like to watch it again on like a nice, like restored kind of
Like
uh,
Criterion.
copy of it. Yeah, Criterion.
Hmm.
Go go make like a um Zhang Yimou collection. We want to see it. Bring it to Criterion. I would totally buy it. And watch it that way. But like I enjoyed the experience. I appreciate the filmmaking, and I think it really lays the groundwork for a lot of his work to come.
Yes.
But as its own like whole experience, it feels like it's lacking a lot narratively, tonally, and really just threading it all together. Because you put it really well. Like its moments and elements are really good. But when you piece it all together, what's the big picture here? And
Hmm.
I feel like on some level, this isn't the big picture. It's just a piece of.
Again, and that's
And
why I said, like, it
yeah,
feels like it's like 2.5 hours cut short. It was like, I feel like, where we ended, where the movie ended, I feel like it is almost like an hour or 2 hours missing.
or like a pilot to a mini series,
Yeah, yeah. That's why I like, and that's why I like, I'll repeat what I said. Like, if we were to truncate it down to 30 minutes, I think it would make an amazing short about, hey, this is a slice of life from like in China. Cool. Or make it 4 hours, epic, or like some sort of mini series, also would be cool and epic. But right now, the pieces of the puzzle are much better than the overall picture that those pieces make. For at least for me.
I would agree to that sentiment.
Mm,
Like I enjoyed the experience watching this film. Um, I will admit one of the challenges of how I watched this film was that there was ads like every 30 seconds,
ah,
which was really frustrating.
I cannot
Which
imagine. Yep.
was but like it still moved. And that was the crazy thing.
Hmm.
Because like I think this has like really brisk pace and it's very lean in
Hmm.
terms of its film and its filmmaking storytelling. So it made me interested to check out more of the early works of Zhang Yimou because I literally own House of Flying Daggers, I own Hero, I own Shadow, and a lot of those films that it's like this is like this isn't even my final four. And
Yes.
you see like some of like it's very obvious that like this filmmaker is going to be making those other films at some point.
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
guess Luke, do you have anything else to add about Red Sorghum?
This is why I don't drink wine.
Where did that even come from? I don't want to know how they made this. But it'll be interesting because this is 90 minutes, and then Luke's next adventure on Wasteland Watchlist, as we have decided, is going to be 3 hours and 39 minutes. So we'll see if that's worthy of all almost 4 hours of that movie. And from reputation, I'm going to guess no.
We'll see.
Um, as we talk about Heaven's Gate. But Luke, thank you so much as always for coming on and talking movies with me.
Always a blast, Shane. Thank you so much for having me back.
And thank you all for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. Have you dabbled in Zhang Yimou's filmography? What's your favorite film of his? Make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPM crew is ever expanding, and we have so many great shows with all kinds of different content and including Luke's show every 2 weeks, Flicks and Chill, where you learn a lot more about people's perspectives on the world and also movies, more importantly. And so many other great shows with tons of great and interesting content. And if you want to join the crew, make sure to head on over to our website and reach out whether you want to be a guest on one of our shows like this one, or if you want to start your own show. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Wasteland Watchlist here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.